please, mate.
I'll do, yeah.
Perfect, thanks very much, mate. Have a good one.
Alright.
Good morning. Just about to see the number 49 bus that I caught to get here to Bolsover this morning. It's nice and quiet. It's only just gone 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I've got Komoot set up with the navigation on my watch, so I'm going to try and find my way back to the start from here. So I'll try and find out which direction to head first, and then I'll be following the route as close as we can to as the crow flies, across fields and woodland, and just using any public footpaths between here and home, and hopefully it'll get me back.
In 70 meters, turn right and continue on Cotton Street.
Surprise view, wow, definitely never been here before. Pretty cool. I'm trying to keep moving to keep warm this morning. It's about 3 Celsius. I've got a few layers on and some warm clothes in my pack just in case, but I'm hoping I will warm up a bit
Take the next left.
once I've been moving for a while. It was quite chilly on the bus. I don't really know Bolsover at all, so thankfully I've managed to get out of the streets and into this little nice wooded path. See where I end up next. Morning. I've started the navigation both on my watch using the Komoot app on there and my phone, so the phone can shout turn by turn instructions at me as I'm going along, which is really helping. Not tried that on these sorts of run before, certainly not for a long time anyway. Some interesting scenery along the way. I've just turned off a little lane with some houses in one end and a farm presumably at the other.
Slide right.
Little wooded track leading from there, and a nice little bridge to cross over at the bottom. So definitely a mixture of terrain. I think I've got some farm fields to navigate through soon though, so see what state they're in. Also got some new shoes on today. My mum sent me some money for Christmas, so of course bought running shoes with it. I've got some Speedgoat 6, so I've always liked the Speedgoat 5, so I thought I'd try these ones out.
Now take a slide right.
Okay, out into the fields now. Let's see how this goes. I'm hoping most of the paths I follow are fairly well used and easy to see, but we all know that isn't always the case. Another addition to the equipment is this orange coloured water bottle there. After the trouble I had with the leaky salmon one at the Lineker Infinity race recently, I looked at the price of replacements. There was a minimum of £15 for one bottle at the salmon ones, so I got some cheaper ones with good reviews from Amazon, 2 for £15, so see how they go. Right, on the map the paths go straight across this field, presumably get you out where there's a path on the other side, but you can see it isn't marked on the field, so it's kind of guesswork now. This is where the phone's handy because I can see a bigger map and make sure I'm on track on that, so I'll get my phone out and find which way to go. Here we go then. Got a blue line I'm following across the field. I guess a lot of people just go around the outskirts of the field, which is an option of course. I could have done that. I'm always a bit indecisive at times like this, but I've started now. I'm halfway across the field, so here we go. across the field, but I've collected about 1 kilogram of mud, making the older speed goats feel a bit heavier than they should. Just looking for a path now. Follow this way, she says, as if I'm on a path. Wow, crossing that muddy field there was hard work. I kept running to try and get off there as quick as I could. Well, my shoes were just getting heavier and heavier, like it was trying to pull them off with the weight of the mud. Just about to cross the Stockley Trail, this old railway line. Sadly not using it this morning, crossing straight over and going through another field. The most direct route, so I'll give that a crack. Yeah, I just took a bit of a detour along that red line. Don't know how I managed to miss this really clear brown path. I was heading up there towards the farm like a wally. Thankfully I didn't go too far. Right, just had an energy gel. I can hear the M1 motorway from here and I can see it. So with the M1 behind me, looking back towards Bolsover, I can see the castle on the hill now. Couldn't really get a good view of it previously, but yeah, nice to see that. A really good local landmark. Just crossing this little waterway. I've been told to turn right. I think it's after here, Heath Village. That's what we want. Right, here we are at the tunnel under the motorway. Big steaming pile over there. I've got more than that on my shoes at the moment. This is a different bridge under the motorway, or tunnel I've not seen before. Yeah, didn't know this was here. I don't think this path gets used very often. I'm hoping all the wet grass in this field will clean the mud off my shoes a bit. We all know speed goats aren't great in the mud, but when they're new they have at least got reasonable grip until the bottom's completely covered in mud and then you're skating a bit. Well, they've been good so far, definitely comfortable. Maybe that's the path there. I've been walking on the wrong bit. Always hard to tell. There's the M1, of course. I can see Heath Church on the horizon. I've been here before. I should have recognised it earlier. Right, definitely warmed up. It's all uphill from the motorway to here. Woo. Nice wide grassy path that the farmers left, which is great. Now, if you've ever done the Spire Ultra 50k race or the Chesterfield Round Walk, we're just joining up with that route now, so obviously it's somewhere I know very well. The race comes from up at the top of that hill, drops down the fields, up this path, and then we go over the bypass into Heath. You can just see the church peering out at the top. There's the round walk sign. Here we go. I should have done an easy run yesterday, about 6 kilometers on the plan. I skipped it, just walking home from school with my daughter. The left knee was aching a bit, some leftover fatigue from the Infinity 6-hour race, so just gonna play it by ear as to which runs I do or don't do. It's feeling okay. No massive stile to climb over anymore. That makes it easier here. Right, so this I ran home from Bolsover route is about 12 kilometers, give or take, and this is the 4th one in a series of 8. Now, this is kind of like the final practice effort, if you like, the final one that's within, you know, a kilometer or two of just being a 10k. Of course, the terrain and the navigation, the unpredictable weather is a lot of where the challenge lies. Being somewhere you've never been before and finding your way back. But for the second half of this series, things ramp up quite rapidly. So I think Matlock is the next one. That's more like 15 or 16 kilometers. Still reasonably easy, although the climbing is much greater on that one. After that we've got Bakewell, which I think is well over 20 kilometers, maybe 26, something like that. My original hometown of Bakewell. Be nice to run back from there. Never used to run when I lived there, so I won't know the majority of the routes I end up on. And of course there's a lot of space in between Bakewell and North Wingfield, so I'll definitely be in uncharted territory for that one. It'll take me much longer than the first 4 in the series. After that, I believe it's Sheffield. Now that is going to be a beast. I'm not sure if I'm getting the bus or the train to Sheffield yet. I'll be in the middle of the city centre, probably setting off from the train station, and it's about 20 miles, I think, 32 kilometers if I don't take any accidental detours. So that is going to be a beast of a run. I made sure I've left some slightly easier weeks either side of that one before the ultimate challenge of Buxton. Now Buxton itself isn't in the Peak District because there's only one town in the Peak District. It's meant to be a rural, you know, natural area, so Bakewell is the only town, and that's relatively small, and yeah, the planning is quite strict there. So Buxton's a bit too big and urban, although it's a beautiful town, to be part of the Peak District, but it's surrounded by Peak District on all sides. It's basically at the top of massive hills, so the weather is likely to be terrible up there. It has its own climate and yeah, it's just bang next to all the peaks. And the one thing that does have in my favour is it'll be downhill to start with, basically from Buxton to Bakewell before the climbing starts again. But it's going to be a long old trip, that one. Best part of 50 kilometers, so yeah, I'll need to be prepared for that. I'm kind of trying out having a big pack full of spare warm clothes today, and it's been a squash and a squeeze getting a warm jacket and some winter gloves in there with my emergency stuff as well. So who knows, I'll manage on the longer one, but I've got time to plan for it. Left knee is starting to grumble a bit as I climb up the hill of doom. Almost at the top of William Thorpe Mountain now. It's been a long climb. Right, just heading down the Copper Hill Trail now. This nice red path that I'm on. I need to get home, get myself fueled up and refreshed, taking my daughter to a friend's house so she can go out for the day. And then tonight my wife and I are going to a Metallica tribute band that's playing in town. Well, that should be fun. It'll be a long day. And here I am again on the start line of the Spire Ultra 50k. Hopefully I'll be here in May, fit and ready to go. The thing about using the Komoot route to get back to the bus stop, although this is the shortest route, it takes me down a big hill and then up a big hill. Would have been so much easier to go just around the top, but I'm being good and following the Komoot route. That was part of the plan. Nearly there, I can see the bus stop. There we go then guys, I ran home from Bolsover. About half an hour's bus journey there and almost a 12-kilometre run back. It's been a really enjoyable excursion this morning. Highly recommend getting the bus somewhere, plotting the route before you go and then running back. It's been great so far. I've done 4 of these, 4 more in this series to go, although they are going to be much more challenging from now on. So hopefully I'll catch you in the later ones in the series. Hope your running's going well. I'll see you soon.